What's up, everybody? This is J Mac, and welcome back to Bigfoot Input. I apologize about the lack of the live show last week. Just wasn't feasible, and as a matter of fact, I believe you can consider this the announcement that we are going to cut the live show down to once a month. So it'll give us all something to look forward to. We'll announce the date, maybe at the beginning of the month, and then have everybody jump on once a month, and that'll be more feasible. Honestly, that twice a month thing just isn't really feasible right now. So you heard it here first. Let's jump in to a new set of pictures, and if you haven't kept up with the controversy on the helicopter footage video, I got an email from one of our viewers. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but he sent me the link to the Unsolved Mysteries episode, and I guess the way they were referring to it, it was like season 1 episode 4, and that didn't make sense. What they were referring to is the first season of the rebooted, if you will, Unsolved Mysteries with Dennis Farina. So it was like, in that case, yes, it was the first season of that, and it was the 4th episode of that season. And they did have the video of the guy. It was just a man in the woods running, and the helicopter was catching him on thermal. And they were saying that the reason that they were doing the testing was because of Bigfoot research. And then the other video, which was very, very similar to that video, came out with the Bigfoot looking creature making similar movements in the woods. And yes, they were 2 different videos. However, I believe they were taken by the same people. Now, you could really dive down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories here and say that, well, the footage was real and they filmed the guy just so, to make it look like it wasn't real. I don't know. I'm not going to dive that far, whereas other Bigfoot channels would push that agenda. But I'm just going to say that it's looking more and more not like a hoax, but again, misidentified video. We've had other videos like the Bigfoot in the cage and different things like that, and yeah, you can wish that they were real all you want to, but the fact of the matter is probably not, and this one is looking like it's not. So anywho, let's talk about Sasquatch Reanimated. I believe he's strictly on IG, so you'll have to hop over if you want to see his channel. Very cool stuff. But I mean, right here, center screen, looks very cool. Big cone, kind of a cone-shaped head, not to the degree that we've seen on other creatures, but forehead there, eye, nose, and you can almost make out, yeah, nostrils, one there, and then the mouth is slightly open, and I believe this is his shoulders right here, one there, and could be some sort of juvenile here. Not gonna count that out. Eye, nose, mouth, maybe. Like he's kind of holding a juvenile, or she, rather, I don't know. And then also there's some things going on back here, possibly a face here, possibly a face there. I don't want to dig in too deep and get swallowed by pareidolia, because this big guy here in the middle is obviously the star of this picture, but there's also something going on down here. So I would encourage you to stop and take a look at the picture yourself, and hey, whatever you think is there is there, but I myself am just going to focus on the center mass and call this one creature, but possibly 4. We'll go with that, possibly 4. There's some pareidolia here and here, maybe here. I just don't want to get caught up in it too badly when we have this great picture here, and everything else can fade into the background. All right, thanks. I don't believe he wants me to use his real name, but thanks to Sasquatch Reanimated for sending these pictures. I believe we have one more of his in this episode. We'll get to it. Go the proper way, that'll help. We'll get into it right now. Here you go, Sasquatch Reanimated. So I often get sent pictures that have things that are undeniable going on, but they don't fully explain why or what. Like I had a photo from Scott from Monsters from Maine that was literally just a disembodied floating face, and I still have not had any, there's no description to that picture. So this to me is kind of one of those pictures, right? We see this blur here, which could be some sort of torso and or lower half body, don't know. But when you get up here, here's what I call the undeniables, right? It's got eyes, it has pupils, okay, right there, you can pretty well clearly see them, and then it's got this light piece right here. This is skin, like facial skin, and it has hair that comes down over that forehead, right? And then we have here what we would believe to be a nose structure equipped with nostrils, 1, 2, and that is literally all we can see here. We don't know what this is. Some sort of camera reaction, possibly. Could be motion shot. I mean, it almost it almost looks like sort of a humanoid head on like a big squirrel's body or something like that. But I think what we're seeing is just the effects of the camera. But this, like I said, this to me is kind of undeniable. So no answers on this picture from me personally, and then again, you can have your own opinion about it, but I just think it's cool. It's worth sharing for sure. Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman. This is a cool shot. Eye, nose, mouth right there. You can kind of make out nostrils right there, 1 and 2. They're up here in the white pair. This is of course a thermal image. And you can make out pupils right there, 1, 2. So you can't tell me that this isn't a face, and it's on a thermal. Now, whether it's a Bigfoot or not, or if it's something spiritual, well, that group has definitely picked up both, so we don't know. But it is something cool. I got a really nasty comment the other day that I deleted it. I used to showcase these comments because I thought they were funny, but somebody told me they're like, the more you showcase them, the more you're going to get because people like that notoriety. And I found that they were correct. So like as I stopped sharing those nasty comments, I started getting far less. And I was like, that's weird how that works. And that person was right. I don't recall who told me that. But anyway, this guy basically, I'm not going to say his name. He just laid into me about, is everything that you show of Kathy Westerman is just a blob in the woods with a circle around it. And he said, you go crazy for it. And he's like, what is that about? And all this kind of stuff just kind of dug into me. And I was like, hey, nobody forced you to watch this channel, okay? If you don't like it, feel free to move on. I get people moving on all the time. I had 8,030 subs. Today I've got 8,012. So, it's just, if you don't like it, hey, I understand. Take a hike. No feelings hurt. Another one, Bigfoot World. And I think Kathy told me this one was discovered by Catherine Norris. Catherine Norris from New Zealand. So very cool here. Obviously kind of a blurry thermal, but eye, nose, pretty clear nostrils there with the dark spot here, open mouth. They tend to do that a lot. I'm not really sure. You can see the nice like kind of cone-shaped head there too. I'm not sure why their mouths are open in a lot of shots. Maybe it has to do with like mouth breathing being more silent. Just a theory. Bigfoot World. Let's see. This one was posted, in one of those kind of groups, but it was literally posted as being a real thing. And I mean, I think just first glance, it's a plywood cutout. 2 of them, actually. I'm just going to get closer and verify that. Yeah, I mean, unless he's got like a really good barber. That is the sharpest chin I've ever seen. Same guy over here. They go to the same barber. They got that real. They kind of looks like that guy from Slipknot, you know. But all right, so that's fake. We're good on that. Boise Bigfoot put this out now, obviously just because they put their like watermark on it. I mean, that doesn't make it their picture, and I don't believe that they're necessarily claiming it is, but that's a pet peeve of mine. Zero context on this picture, but just looking at it right off the bat, I got two questions. What's going on here? See this like sort of straight edge here? That looks like a pant leg to me. Let's, for argument's sake, let's say it's not, and it's this bush right here, this like foliage. Maybe it's coming out and protruding in front of the leg, and that's why it looks like it looks. Okay. I still see like wrinkles back here, indicating how a suit would bend, or pants would bend with a knee, because this is obviously the knee. So I'm seeing pant wrinkles right there. And it's blurry, and it shouldn't be blurry. Like there, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe it's in motion, right? But even the trees are blurry. Look at this. Nothing. This whole picture is out of focus. Nothing in it is in focus at all. So one of two things are happening here. You got a dude in a suit taking this shot in the woods, and then they put a filter on it and made it blurry. Or it's a poor AI. AI has a hard time with fur and hair and stuff like that. Hasn't quite figured that out yet. It will. But as of right now, because of this and the fact that the whole picture is blurry, I'm going with an attempt at a hoax. I think this guy's got a monkey suit with some pants, and they just put a blurry filter on it to make it even harder to discern what it is. Try harder, guys. Try harder. Got sent this picture too. I looked at this for a while and I was like, man, this looks familiar to me. And I thought, it definitely looks like a dude in a suit. Because, I mean, this face thing here, just, I don't know, that's too much. But there's no body, there's no muscle, there's no, like, hair, there's no anatomy going on here, nothing. So it just looks like a dude kind of in a suit. And then it struck me, isn't this the Legend of Boggy Creek? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's, yeah, I think it's that movie. Great story, by the way. I'm not sure about the movie itself. I mean, I watched it, but the story is awesome. Okay, what's going on here? So this deer, I can't tell if this deer is like paralyzed in fear. I have a second theory on that. Let's go up and look at this thing first, though. Okay. I mean, it's kind of impressive, right? It kind of looks like a juvenile. Eyes, nose, mouth. Yeah, I mean, it's all there. I mean, he's a skinny boy if it is a juvenile, though. But so, again, I don't like to get hung up on body types because I've heard too many stories of different body types. But I will say that this one doesn't quite seem to add up with the arm length versus where the knees would be. It just looks weird. And I don't know why that would be. Like I said, unless it's just a different body type creature, different type of DNA, maybe. I mean, whatever. So the deer. Let's go back to the deer real quick, right? So first of all, I think the deer would be freaked out and running away. You've got this thing over here. Then you've got us over here taking a picture of the whole situation. And this deer's just standing there. Yes, it could be a second before it takes off running, but it looks like calm. And it doesn't, like I said, it just doesn't seem freaked out enough. And I know it's hard to tell by this picture, but anyway, here's my theory, right? This is some sort of hoax, some sort of suit thing going on here. Kind of maybe done well up here, but not down here, right? And this is one of those hunting dummy things, you know, where you shoot, you know, like basically it's taxidermy, but I don't know, they fill it full of stuff and you shoot it with arrows. So it could be a stretch, but given all the things that I just said, I can't really come up with a better, a better explanation to this picture. So, all right, so this picture popped back up again today. It's been around for a long time. It's been analyzed over and over, and nobody can quite figure out whether it's a bear on its hind legs or if it's the haunch of a Sasquatch, right? So let's take a look at it again. And I think last time, one of the things that threw me off was this leg here, this thing, how wide it is from knee to the back of the knee. Look at this, is like a knee, right? And there's the back of it. It just seems like a long distance. But, and that, I think that I said, well, that's probably because it's a pant leg. It's like a suit leg, you know? So, I'll be honest with you, I did some side-by-sides, and I don't think it's going to solve the mystery for you, if I'm honest. I think I'm still on the fence. Are these claws? And then they're white. Do bears have these glutes like this, right? The gluteus muscles. This seems like kind of I would say bulbous for me to be a bear. This still throws me off. This crazy wide knee. But I think you can kind of see some toes down here. So let me show you. I don't know. If this arm is here and here, and it comes down to a pinky, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a thumb out of sight. I mean, it could be a hand. All right, let's look at some of these comparisons that I did. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the gluteus muscles, like the rump. It's just not. It's not there. This is wide though. Maybe not as wide as that, but again, different angles and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, that knee back to the back haunch there. I mean, that is a wide area. And here's what throws me off, right? Like all bears, pictures that I've seen, have this wrist to where their paw goes, downward, and then they have the little claws. Well, maybe not little, depending on the bear, but they have these thin claws. And their hands just look pretty distinctive. And I can't tell whether that's the same here. Check out. I think I have one more. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. They have that very sharp, like, joint right there. And it's distinct. And then the paw folds over, and then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 claws. It just, the way it stands, the way that knee is cocked like that, like it's, I don't know, it's scary to take a step or whatever it is. It just stands like a man, doesn't it? Like it just has a particular posture that to me does not look like a bear. To make it clear, that does not make it real. It just means that I don't think this is a bear. Now, enter in the secondary question. Well, is it a suit or is it a... I don't know. I have no idea. I vaguely recall, I think at some point we looked at this picture and that guy that calls himself the Bigfoot expert, you know, whatever. I believe that he had done some pretty extensive research and found that there was a group somewhere that was making a suit for a certain reason, and that this was a part of that. I vaguely recall I tried digging through some records and digging through his page earlier, and I could not find that, although I do remember it happening. So again, I'm not saying it's real, but I am saying that it's not a bear. Does that make sense? Alright guys, hopefully this comes off as being seamless, but I literally had to stop in the middle of the video because two pictures didn't make it over for some reason, and this is my coup de grace here, so all credits go to Bigfoot World, Kathy Westerman. I believe, I don't know the people in the picture, although I'm going to assume, I think that's Tim, not sure, but they are apparently looking at some tracks. And I don't know if they ended up casting these tracks or what happened, but they're out here in the green swamp doing their thing. Anybody see? You see it? See this guy here? Just kind of hiding in the bushes, watching them. And I mean, what is this? 6, 12, maybe 14, 15 feet away. And they have no... And in fact, the person taking the picture doesn't have any clue. This came out post, you know, that when they saw it in the picture, but they didn't see it while they were there. Incredible. I can barely make out the left eye, nose, mouth, mustache, into a beard, up to the hair. Not much of a cone shape on this guy. Like there was a... There you go. Second picture. Can't get in too close because it just gets too pixelated at some point, but wow. So to that one guy that had all the nasty stuff to say, suck on those apples. Alright, so alright folks, that's it for me. Alright, I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps out. Alright, this is J Mac, and I'm out.